When you think of billionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk, chances are good that you think of his electronic car, company Tesla, his space exploration venture SpaceX, or his recent stint hosting Saturday Night Live. Maybe you just know him as one of the richest people on earth. Something you might not familiar with is a venture of Musk called Starlink.
You are watching Deep Tech Stories.
Hello and welcome back to DTS. I am Alicia and today we are going to talk about Starlink, which aims to sell internet connection to almost anyone on the planet by way of growing network of private satellites orbiting overhead. After years of development within SpaceX and after securing nearly $885.5 million in grant funds from the Federal Communications Commission at the end of 2020, Starlink progress seems to be accelerating in 2021. In January, after about 3 years worth of successful launches, the project surpassed 1,000 satellites delivered into the orbit. Now in June, SpaceX says the number sits at roughly 1,800 in February. Musk company disclosed that Starlink serves more than 10,000 customers. The service is in the process of expanding pre-orders to even more potential customers, with people currently living without access to high-speed internet as one of the top priorities. SpaceX says that it expects Starlink to reach global serviceability sometime this fall. Though regional availability will depend on regulatory approval. During a talk at Mobile World Congress in June of this year, Musk told an audience that Starlink will be available worldwide except at the North and South Pole starting in August. The budding internet service isn't without its controversies. Members of the scientific communities have raised concern about the impact of Starlink's low Earth orbit satellite on night sky visibility. Meanwhile, satellite internet competitors including Viasat, Usenet and Amazon's project Kuiper have taken notice of Starlink's momentum too, prompting plenty of regulatory jostling and attempts to slow Musk down. All of that makes Starlink well worth keeping an eye on in 2021. For now, here is everything you should know about it. Okay, so starting at the beginning, what is Starlink exactly? Technically, a division within SpaceX, Starlink is also the name of the space flight company's growing network or constellation of orbital satellites. The development of that network began in 2015 with the first prototype satellite launched into orbit in 2018. SpaceX has deployed over 1,000 Starlink satellites into orbit across dozens of successful launches. In January, for its first Starlink mission of 2021, SpaceX launched 60 satellites into the orbit from Kennedy Space Center using the landable, relaunchable Falcon 9 orbital rocket. And those satellites can connect the home to the internet. That's the basic idea. Just like existing providers of satellite internet like Usenet or Viasat, Starlink wants to sell internet access particularly to people in rural areas and other parts of the world who don't already have access to high-speed internet broadband. Where is Starlink available? For now, service is limited to the northwest US, adjacent part of Canada, parts of UK and select other areas. But the coverage map will grow considerably as more satellites join the constellation. There is still a way to go. Starlink will likely need at least 10,000 satellites in orbit before it can claim to offer full service to majority of the globe. Right now, it's only about 20% of the way. They're at the best, with coverage focused on regions sitting between 45 and 53 degrees north latitude. Ever since SpaceX launched its first batch of internet beaming satellites last year, astronomers have watched with dread as the company continued to blast more spacecraft into orbit. Could this ballooning constellation of bright satellites fill the night sky with artificial light and muck up observation of the universe for years to come? Now, new data is partially validating what many astronomers have feared. Since that first launch, up until now, people have been somewhat in the dark about the true impact of SpaceX internet from space project called Starlink. With envisions nearly 12,000 of these satellites orbiting Earth. SpaceX satellites are super bright compared to others, and astronomers have been worried that with so many luminous satellites in the sky, the odds of one passing in front of the telescope and obscuring an image will increase. For astronomers, light is everything. Observing celestial objects in different wavelengths of the light is the best method we have for exploring the universe. That's why adding artificial light to the sky freaks out so many scientists. No matter what, it seems that a giant constellation is going to have some kind of negative impact on someone. It can't be helped, and looking at the big picture, SpaceX isn't alone in its attempt to create a mega constellation of satellites. The company just gets the most attention because it's proposing the largest number of spacecraft and its vehicle and big, bright, lower in the sky compared to other proposed constellations. Others like OneWeb and Amazon want also fill the sky with internet beaming vehicles so that large LEO constellations are deployable. One critical factor stand out is cost reduction across the value chain from satellite manufacturing to launch and operations. Space operations have never previously occurred on this scale, and the manufacturers and suppliers of both space and ground equipment may find it challenging to meet ambitious cost reduction and performance targets. If these companies succeed, however, they could serve a burgeoning market. The new constellation would add tens of billions of dollars of economic activity to satellite manufacturing, operations, launch, and consumer equipment. More consumers will have access to internet connectivity. Together, this benefit should encourage provider of satellites component to pursue where. That's it for today. I'm Alicia. Please do like, share, subscribe, and thank you for watching DTS.
You are watching Deep Tech Stories.